Something's been changing lately. Have you felt it? It's this quiet, kind of subtle shift in how we're all using social media. It's like we're not broadcasting every single moment of our lives anymore. So we're going to dig into why so many of us, and yeah, maybe even you, have just stopped posting everything online. I mean, it all starts with this, right? That feeling that your life is happening for the timeline and not really for you. You see a perfect sunset, you grab your phone, and suddenly, bam, you're more worried about the caption than the actual colors, more focused on the likes you'll get than the light itself. That's the exact feeling we're going to unpack. Okay, so to really get why we're feeling this way, we've got to look back at where we've been. And for a long time, let's be honest, many of us have been stuck on what you could call the performance treadmill. So what exactly is the performance mindset? Well, it's this drive to curate and broadcast our lives, mostly for validation from people online. It's not just sharing, right? It's packaging. It's taking a real, genuine moment and turning it into a piece of content, polished up, made perfect, all for the approval of an audience you might not even really know. So what keeps us on this treadmill? Well, it's a pretty powerful cocktail of things. First, there's that constant search for validation from others. We all want to feel seen, right? Then you've got that super addictive but super brief little dopamine hit you get from likes and comments. And finally, there's this weird need to turn everything into a number, to translate our entire lives into metrics that we can track. But what happens when you decide to just step off that treadmill? Well, you enter a totally different headspace. You start practicing something called the art of presence. And this is a whole different way of living. So the presence mindset is basically the choice to live your life for its own sake, for its real value, without worrying about an audience or online stats. It's about flipping that motivation from external to internal. The joy doesn't come from how it looks online. The joy comes from the moment itself. Simple as that. All right, to make this a little more concrete, let's look at a couple of examples. First up, we have the quiet eaters. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The food arrives, it looks amazing, and what does everyone do? They whip out their phones. But the quiet eater, they don't. They're actually there to enjoy the meal, to savor the taste, to be in that moment, not just to get a photo for the timeline. And then you've got the private protectors. These are the people who believe their most meaningful moments, well, they should stay personal. A deep conversation, a huge personal breakthrough. Sharing that with the world can almost feel like it cheapens it, like it dilutes the magic. So they protect these moments. They keep them offline, just for themselves. And this really brings us to the core conflict here. It's a choice, really, a choice in how we value our own lives. It's a battle between two completely different things: metrics versus memories. I mean, just look at how different these two are. With performance, your motivation is all about what other people think. That external validation, the reward, that quick, cheap dopamine hit. And your focus is always on the public numbers, the likes, the shares. But then you look at presence. The motivation comes from inside, from internal fulfillment. The reward isn't a rush. It's more like a brain detox, a sense of peace. And the focus, it shifts completely to your own private memories. So after all this, the question really comes back to you. What's your story? What's the story you're trying to tell with your life? And maybe more importantly, who are you telling it for? This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Performance is an echo. Presence is the voice. Think about it. An echo is just a reflection, right? It's a reaction to what you think other people want to hear. But a voice is authentic. It's yours. And when you're living with presence, that voice is speaking to an audience of one, you. And that's really the question to leave you with. As you go about your day, as you live your life, which one are you choosing to listen to? The echo or the voice? And look, there's no right answer here. It's just about making a conscious choice about how you want to experience your own life. Hey, if you like digging into the patterns that drive our behavior and you want to keep exploring ideas like this with me, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more coming. Thanks so much for being here.